6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Lal Malabarachchi and read by Geethanjali Ramanayaka. The headlines. President Ranil Wickremesinghe embarks on high-level visit to Germany. UN Environment Programme's 5th Asia-Pacific Forum will be held from today in Colombo. Flood situation in the Nilvala River lower basin is still prevailing. Heavy rains continue in the western slopes and Marsakale and Castlereagh reservoirs are nearing spill levels. A special discussion was held to address the issues of the Sri Lanka Airlines flights. Foreign news, first underground school to be built in Kharkiv in Ukraine. Sports, Sri Lanka-Afghanistan clash in second warm-up game today. News in detail. President Ranil Wickremesinghe participated in the Leaders' Dialogue session, the inaugural event of the Berlin Global Dialogue. This global high-level forum gathers influential decision-makers and leaders from the realms of politics, business and society alongside young visionaries. At the dialogue's commencement, President Wickremesinghe delivered the opening remarks and delved into discussions on pressing geopolitical and economic challenges. The Berlin Global Dialogue was held last week with numerous high-level representatives. The President enlightened the representatives of the Berlin Global Dialogue on the progress of dialogue in Sri Lanka to enhance national reconciliation. He also briefed on the Sri Lanka's measures taken to overcome the economic crisis. Then Germany and the representatives of Berlin Global Dialogue expressed their willingness to support Sri Lanka's development move. UN Environment Programme's 5th Asia-Pacific Forum will be held from today till the 6th of this month in Colombo. The forum is a platform for governments, intergovernment organizations and major groups and other stakeholders to discuss the regional environmental priorities and provide regional inputs to the outcome of the 6th session of the UN Environment Assembly. Major groups and stakeholders forum will take place on the 3rd of October 2023. The water levels in Castlereagh and Marsakale reservoirs is reaching spill levels following incessant rains experienced in the Central Hills during the last few days. Officials from the Mahaweli Authority stated that the water levels in the Castlereagh and Marsakale reservoirs had filled up to 90% of its total capacity. He further said that the water levels in these reservoirs are rising rapidly due to the prevailing rains and steps are being taken to generate maximum hydropower by utilizing the water in these reservoirs. Meanwhile, the Department of Irrigation has further extended the amber flood warnings issued for Nilvala, Athanagaluya and Gingaga until this morning. Accordingly, the Department of Irrigation said the residents in the relevant areas are requested to pay high attention in this regard. Meanwhile, the rise in water level in the Kalani River is reportedly continuing, while certain areas in the Kalani River in the low-lying areas of Avisavella have overflowed. Meanwhile, the National Building Research Organization has issued early landslide warnings for several areas in the 8 districts as heavy rainfall continues. Accordingly, a level 2 advisory was in place for several areas in the Galle, Kaluthara, Kandy, Kegol, Matra and Ratnapura districts until this morning. The organization urges the people living in the aforementioned areas to be on alert about the possibility of landslides, slope failures, rock falls, cutting failures and ground subsidence. The Excise Department says all liquor shops will be closed today to mark the World Temperance Day. The Temperance Government is a local social movement against the consumption of alcoholic beverages. Participants in the movement typically criticize alcohol intoxication to promote complete abstinence from alcohol, and its leaders emphasize alcohol's negative effects on people's health, personalities, and family lives. Typically, the movement promotes alcohol education and it also demands the passage of new laws against the sale of alcohol, either regulations on the availability of alcohol or the complete prohibition of it. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. And coming up next is the main news story.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala Weda Mahatmaya.
Minister of State for Technology Kanaka Herath announced that Sri Lanka will introduce the new motor vehicle revenue license system on the 7th of this month. He emphasized that this program will be implemented in all provinces except in the Western Province. Additionally, he highlighted that the new motor vehicle revenue license can be conveniently obtained from home using this innovative system. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala Vedamahatmya.
In Watchlight this morning, the Public Health Inspectors Union, in collaboration with the Education Ministry, have taken measures to prevent the spread of non-communicable diseases among school children. PHI Union President Uppul Rohana said they were working towards implementing a school canteen policy. He said that in terms of the policy, school canteens would be prohibited from selling food items containing excessive amounts of fat, salt and preservatives, as well as carbonated drinks. Stating that awareness programs, tests and inspections were being carried out in both private and public schools, he warned that legal action would be taken against canteen owners who violate the policy. And that came to you in Watchlight. Moving on to world news, in the headlines. First underground school to be built in Kharkiv in Ukraine. UK defence giant BAE Systems wins £3.95 billion submarine contract. And Indonesia opens its maiden high-speed railway. Ukraine's first underground school will be built in the northeastern city of Kharkiv, the mayor has said. Such a shelter will allow thousands of children to continue their in-person education safely, even during missile threats, he said. Rocket attacks hit the Kharkiv region again on Monday, a regular occurrence. Ukraine says more than 360 educational facilities have been destroyed and over 3,000 damaged since the start of Russia's full-scale invasion in 2022. Britain's biggest defence system, BAE Systems, has won a £3.95 billion contract to build a new generation of submarines that the security pact between the US, UK and Australia moves ahead. In March, the three countries announced details of the so-called AUKUS Pact to provide Australia with nuclear-powered attack submarines by the late 2030s. The pact aims to counter China's ambitions in the Indo-Pacific region. Beijing has strongly criticized the three countries over the deal. Indonesia has inaugurated its first high-speed railway, a $7.3 billion project backed by China under its Belt and Road initiative. President Joko Widodo launched the service, which connects the capital Jakarta to Bandung, a top economic hub. The railway is named WUSH, a Bahasa Indonesian acronym that translates to time-saving and reliable. Projects like WUSH have been prioritized to ease the country's severe traffic jams. Back to the headlines of the world news. First underground school to be built in Kharkiv in Ukraine. The UK defence giant BAE Systems wins £3.95 billion submarine contract. And Indonesia opens its maiden high-speed railway. And that ends world news.
Development news.
An exhibition is organized in hope of popularizing electric vehicles among the public. This is being implemented according to the concept of Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena. Under this concept, a selected village will be developed as a green village under the Ministry of Transport. Homagama Pitipana has been identified as the most suitable village for it. All vehicles that provide transportation facilities should be gradually converted to electricity. There are a large number of vehicles, including electric bicycles, manufactured by many institutions in Sri Lanka. There is a possibility of introducing these vehicles for the staff of the institutions in this area. In order to make the public aware of this program, an exhibition on green vehicles has been organized in the Pitipana on the 14th and 15th of October with the participation of local manufacturers. And that was development news. On to sports news. Sri Lanka will meet Afghanistan in their second warm-up game today at Guwahati, India. Sri Lanka team, led by Dasun Shanaka, played their first warm-up game at Guwahati but lost to Bangladesh by 7 wickets, while opener Kusal Janit Pereira was once again injured, scoring 34, retired hurt, and in today's warm-up game, Kusal Janit Pereira will be rested, said the Sri Lankan team management official. Sri Lanka and Afghanistan played a 3-match ODI series in Hambantota, and Sri Lanka won the series 2-1, and most of the Afghan players once again got involved with the LPL. Ramanullah Gurbaz, the dashing opener, was not among the runs, while Mujibur Rahman, the off-spinner, and Rashid Khan are the experienced spinners of the side. Sri Lanka team had a training session yesterday at Guwahati and are ready for the warm-up game today. The team is scheduled to leave Delhi after this warm-up game on October 5th to focus on their first World Cup game against South Africa on the 7th of October. And that was sports news.
Go ekak thiyana youth ekata life ekේ change ekata niyamata set wenna as wahagena dagapu hina habe karanna youth ekata niyamata set wenna friendship එක menna. The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB I am, a plan for your dream.
Business news sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Central Bank Governor Dr. Nandalal Veerasinghe told a further boom can be expected in business activities next year, with inflation down to single digit and interest rates falling drastically. He further added that banks have been requested to reduce the interest rates in order to enable the business community to continue their business activities unhindered and also facilitate the enhancement of their business operations. Dr. Veerasinghe made these remarks at the Bank of Ceylon Business Forum held in Colombo, and that was business news.
Business news sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekak thiyana youth ekata life ekේ change ekata niyamata set wenna as wahagena dagapu hina habe karanna youth ekata niyamata set wenna friendship එක menna. The all new NSB Ithru Mithru account, NSB I am, a plan for your dream.
On to economic news. State Minister of Technology Kanaka Herath says that the country has started a pilot project on digitalizing government services to the public in 9 state institutions as part of an International Monetary Fund condition in return to a $3 billion loan. Despite modern technologies and artificial intelligence, most of Sri Lanka's government services are still operated manually and payments are made in cash physically. President Ranil Wickremesinghe's government has acknowledged that the physical transactions are one of the main reasons for unending corruption in state institutions. And that was economic news.
Weather report.
Showery condition in the southwestern part of the island is expected to be enhanced during the next few days from today. Showers or thundershowers will occur at times in the western, Sabaragama, southern and northwestern provinces and in the Kandy and Nuwara districts. Fairly heavy showers above 75 millimeters can be expected at some places in the western, Sabaragama and southern provinces. Showers or thundershowers may occur at several places elsewhere, particularly in the eastern and Nuwara provinces during the evening or night. That was the weather report, and prior to concluding this news broadcast, the headlines once again. President Ranil Wickremesinghe embarks on high-level visit to Germany. The UN Environment Programme's 5th Asia-Pacific Forum will be held from today in Colombo. The flood situation in the Nilvala River lower basin is still prevailing. Heavy rains continue in the western slopes and Mausakale and Castle reservoirs are nearing spill levels. A special discussion was held to address the issues of the Sri Lankan Airlines flights. Foreign news, first underground school to be built in Kharkiv in Ukraine. And in sports, Sri Lanka-Afghanistan clash in second warm-up game today. And with that, we end this news broadcast from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation, and handing over the microphone back to Saundi Tham on the other side to keep you entertained this Tuesday morning. Over to you, Saundi, and a very good morning to you.